These roads will be busier as we progress through the morning. It is the first day of school in Sarasota County. We're joined now by the new superintendent as of last March, Dr. Todd Bowden.
Good morning.
Great to have you here.
Absolutely.
And you told me last time it's not Bowden, that's just during the FSU football season.
That's right, right around the corner.
Bowden.
Around the corner.
So I did some research, 44,000 students, ballpark figure,
yes.
About 53 schools, 5,000 employees, all trivia questions to use at your next cocktail parties. What fascinates me is you now have career advisors in the middle schools.
Yes.
What does that say about our students and our society?
Well, we want to make sure that our students are driven by a goal, that they have an objective. And so we're starting in the middle school, and we're going to work and make sure that every student leaves middle school with a plan, an actionable plan that extends not only through high school, but beyond, that guides their course selection, it guides their actions in high school, but sets them up for success once they leave our school system.
I know Manatee County has 3 new schools in the process to open in 2019. Any new schools on the way in Sarasota County?
We won't be opening any new schools in the next 2 or 3 years, but we are in the market for some property in the Palmer Ranch area. That's where we're seeing a lot of growth between Sarasota proper and Venice, and so you'll probably see some action on that front here in the next year.
Yeah, I'm going to lob you a softball here. You got 44,000 students. Only 17,000 ride the bus. Is that a changing culture thing, or is bus service not available in some areas?
Well, bus service is available to any student that's more than 2 miles away from their school site, unless there's an unsafe condition within those 2 miles. So a lot of our kids live within that 2-mile circle, and they walk, ride the bus to school. But then a lot of our parents do choose to take their kids to school. So as you're on the road today, you'll see lines outside of all of our elementary and middle schools as parents are dropping off their little ones for school.
Okay, I lobbed you a softball, now time for a hardball. I know one issue I covered repeatedly last year was the issue of transgender restrooms.
Yes.
I know you're
Yes.
probably wincing inside right now, but there was an issue at Pineview where a student wanted a transgender restroom, and the school allowed it. Some back at the headquarters said, wait, we can't have schools individually deciding this. Will the district have a blanket policy district-wide, or will you allow individual schools like Pineview to set their own agenda?
So our policy is currently unchanged. Those decisions are made at the school level. What we've told our principals is we want to do the right thing for individual students. There is a group working on the issue, so you may see a change in policy. Certainly it's something that will return to the board. So there's been a work group, and they've looked at, how do we deal with those issues? Does it require a district level response, or is that something we should continue to address on the individual student and school level?
I know there has been a division among the board about whether or not to have a district-wide policy or not.
Yes, those are always some interesting debates.
Real sticking point. Now you also have some new principals this year.
Yes, we've got 5 new principals, 3 of them in new schools, but 2 brand new principals. So I'm sure they had a little bit of a sleepless night last night and are excited, just like the kids are, for their first day of school, as I am.
Yeah, I guess so. Did you? Now, charter funding, another issue, of course. Charter school funding, big issue statewide right now. How do you feel about tax dollars going toward charter schools?
Well, charter schools, by definition, are publicly funded private schools. So they receive public funds, but they're privately operated. And so the change this year is specifically around the area of capital dollars. And so that was a change with the legislature. And so our job here is to implement the legislation as they continue that debate in Tallahassee.
All right. Well, listen, this is your first day of your first full year
Absolutely.
as superintendent. You're a good sport to wake up early and come in our studio and join us.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
Hope you have a good school year.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Superintendent Dr. Todd Bowden. We'll also